If you want to make some fantasy picks on your favorite sports, check out Underdog Fantasy. It's all the rage, where you can choose higher or lower between 2 to 8 players, and you can win up to 325 times your entry. Use the code K100 at the Underdog Fantasy website, on the app, or at our personalized link, and you can receive up to $1,000 in bonus cash as well as a free pick. Underdog Fantasy offers a unique approach to fantasy sports. And it's a simple pick 'em style format. You can select players you believe will outperform expectations without the complexities of traditional daily fantasy sports. The user-friendly interface and growing community make it easy and fun to play, plus it's available in over 30 U.S. states. We will share our picks for you every week on K100 Sports. You can follow along or play against us. So use the code K100 at UnderdogFantasy.com on the app or at the link included in the show notes and receive up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a free pick. UnderdogFantasy.com. It's an underdog thing. Konnan.
Yeah.
So would you like to go over the Wrestling Observer Awards
Yes,
from
I have
last
not
year?
seen them.
You haven't seen anything, huh?
No, I've seen one where I think you posted. Yeah, so this guy's a better promo. I think it was
All
maybe.
right. So let's
Uh,
Joe, let me try to make this bigger
that's
so
the
I
only
can read
thing I know.
this. All right. So let's go over these categories. These are category A winner awards. Okay. They're determined by points at a 5-3-2 basis. First place votes in parentheses. The Lou Thez Ric Flair Award for the rest of the year. Cody Rhodes, ahead of
You,
Will Ospreay, Bryan Danielson, Mystico, Swerve, Zack Sabre, Roman Reigns, Cerise. Who is Cerise? Have you heard of that? You've
might
heard of who?
might be a
Cerise?
girl from Japan. I'm not sure.
Joe, look that up. Cerise.
Yeah,
And then you got Gunther and Punk.
Suri is a freelancer who performs in Japan, the reigning Sukeban world champion.
How on earth could enough of people know about that to her that she gets votes in
Oh,
this?
bro, who reads the Observer
Good
now?
grief!
Nerds.
All right, so okay. Do you
Would you
agree?
have?
Agree?
I
Do you
agree.
agree or disagree with the award
I
here for
agree.
Cody Rhodes?
I
Okay, I agree
agree.
too. Okay, the most
Quick
outstanding.
note, so maybe you'll remember her, maybe not. Suri wrestled as Saray for NXT for a couple of years recently, if you remember who that was.
Sasu? Who?
So
All
who?
right, so let's go over the second award here. This is a weird. I don't understand this. So they have the wrestler of the year, but the second award is the most outstanding wrestler.
Right. What is the difference?
That's
I don't know,
probably
but
just
look,
specifically in-ring work, right?
or I get okay. So of course, Will Ospreay won. Bryan Danielson, Takeshi, Zack Sabre, Suri. We go. So that's all AEW. Okay, and Japan. Gunther chimes in at 6. More AEW guys and Japan guys. Is an outstanding wrestler.
He
I
is
did
in the
not.
ring.
I saw him that one time in AEW, and I was not that. That to me did not look like the ninth most
Yeah,
outstanding
no,
wrestler on the planet.
he's very good. Yeah.
Okay, Punk and Rhodes tied for number 10. So I don't. This is just a weird.
Really?
It's like how do you go
Cerise ahead
rest
of
of the year?
him?
I'm going to vote Cody for my rest of the year, but he's my 10th place for outstanding wrestler. So tag team of the year. This is weird, bro. What did the Young Bucks do to get the tag team of the year this year? I mean, how many matches did they have? So so the Young Bucks, the Nathan Frazier and Axiom, who's commonly known as Fraxium. I guess it's supposed to be really good in NXT. FTR, Sting and Darby, Jun and Rai Saito, or Saito, Hazuki and Kojuma, Dragon Kid, and Naruki Doi, Saban and Shelley. The Outrunners got votes here, and Kevin Koo and Dominic Guarini. Do you know who Kevin Koo and Dominic Guarini
Yeah,
are,
because they
Conan?
wrestled in MLW when I was there.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. All right. So, do you agree with the winner of this?
No, and I like the Young Bucks
How come there's no WWE tag teams in this besides Saban and Shelley? But Saban and
because
Shelley
this
will.
is this has become a thing for AEW fans, bro, for
Right.
nerds and geeks.
All right.
I
This
don't
is
even know
interesting
how
though.
Cody Rhodes won.
I'm not going to disagree on the next one. Best on interviews, Drew McIntyre. What a year. Number 2, The Rock. Number 3, Adam Page. Four. I tweeted about this. Will Ospreay is better on interviews than CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, apparently. And MJF, too. It's Tony Storm and MJF in there, Swerve Strickland and Paul Heyman. So, I mean,
Paul Heyman,
yeah.
bro, he should be like number 2 up there.
Yeah. Well, so I do agree with Drew McIntyre.
Right.
I agree with Drew McIntyre. Do not agree with Will Ospreay, number 4, ahead of
Yeah.
Punk, Cody, MJF, Swerve, and I wouldn't even put him ahead of.
Even Tony
these
Storm.
fans actually think that the Osprey's better on the mic than Swerve and MJF. Good grief!
Obviously,
I don't know. I'm just gonna say yes. How many matches the Bucks had in AEW? 15 in 2024. If this AEWresults.com is accurate.
Interesting.
But the
like
Observer Awards DI that would cover their time if they did stuff in New Japan as well. So.
Right. So
who
the
would you
promotion
pick
here,
as the best tag team, Disco?
the best tag team.
Yeah.
Let me think here. LWO.
Nice pick.
I don't know. I would say like maybe I kind of like what's their names? Finn and McDonough, JD. They had some I don't know. I guess there hasn't been a lot. That just shows you the tag team divisions these days is kind of like bereft of tag teams. The promotion of the year is World WWE #1.
I'm surprised that got first place.
Well, here's the funny thing: AAA got no votes in the top 10. Conan.
That's
CMLL, New Japan Stardom, UFC.
Nobody
TNA.
really watches it in the United States, and we have a lot of haters.
Well, they got it CMLL #3.
Yeah, well, they had a good year.
All right. The best weekly show, AEW Dynamite. Again.
Give me a break.
SmackDown and Raw #2 and 3. CMLL.
Bro,
Collisions #5.
how can you take this thing seriously when you see that?
These are people that read Dave Meltzer and have his email and vote. That's all this is. So he has influence over these. The match of the year. Oh, I completely disagree. I thought SmackDown was the best show. The show with Roman on it was the best show. And Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson #1. Bryan Danielson.
Can I just say this real quick?
Yeah.
I thought SmackDown, Raw, and NXT and Impact were all better than AEW.
Interesting. Impact didn't even get any votes.
Yeah, they're
top 10. Oh,
they're
they're 8th. They did. Okay. Ring of Honor. Honor Club got 2 votes. So Will Ospreay versus Danielson in St. Louis. Match of the year. Bryan Danielson versus Swerve. 2. Sting and Darby versus Young Bucks. 3. Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. 4. Punk versus Drew. #5. And Cody versus Roman. #6. Will Ospreay versus Takeshita. Michael Oku versus Will Ospreay. MJF versus Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay versus Okada.
Wow.
So Will Ospreay's all his matches are great.
There's only one WWE match there, bro. As many
2.
great matches.
2.
Okay.
Punk and Drew, Hell in a Cell, and Cody versus Roman.
And I thought Bryan Danielson versus Strickland was better than Bryan Danielson versus Ospreay.
Yeah.
And I thought Cody versus Roman with all the fanfare and the takers, all that.
Yeah.
I thought that was, Now here's the category B awards.
Hold on, real quick, D. I do this every time, but just to remind you, right? Because you say the Observer Awards, well, it's the Marks, it's the Smarks, whatever. Remember that Dave sends out polls and all that and the awards and nominations to current and former wrestlers and current and former creative team members and staff and bookers and all that. So it's not just fans. Remember,
dude, I doubt that former bookers that know who Sari is or Doritos or whatever the guy's name.
Yeah,
give me a break.
I'd like to see a pie chart of what percentage is, journalists, what percentage is current wrestlers. I'd like to see that, then we could maybe have a better idea who's voting.
Who gives? You're
Let's
wrong.
go to
You're
B
wrong.
Awards.
Yeah.
The United States Canadian MVP is Cody Rhodes. #2 is Ospreay. 3 is Bryan Danielson. 4 is Swerve. 5 Drew. Not going to argue with Cody Rhodes.
Well, I'd like to see Punk in that top 5, wouldn't you think?
I mean, for viewership, he's got to be. Well, let's see if he gets anything here.
Yeah.
The Japanese MVP, I would give Zack Sabre, and I don't know any of these guys, so whatever.
Sari, #3.
Yeah, I'm not even interested. In that, how come he's not #1? If he was in the, I don't know.
To a girl, I think.
There's a lady girl.
Mexico MVP, Místico, Luchacero, Mascara Dorada, and El Hijo del Vikingo. Conan, do you agree with that?
I think the Mexico MVP's been ADR, but yeah, that's not a bad list.
All right. The Europe MVP, Michael, I don't even know who these guys are. Skip that. The Hodge Award, the non-heavyweight MVP, some stupid award is it? Darby Allin. I'm not going to disagree with that because Chad Gable's in there, Speedball Bailey, and a bunch of Mexican and Japanese guys. So Mystico's in there #2. So the women's wrestling MVP is Sari. And Rhea Ripley #2.
Over Rhea Ripley?
Yes.
Yeah,
Apparently.
by 10 votes.
Bro, look at all. Wait, time out. Hold the phone here. Let me read these names. Sari, Rhea, Tony Storm, Mercedes Moné, Mayu Iwatani, Liv Morgan, Mariah May, Willow Nightingale, Mayika, and Roxanne Perez. Three WWE people in there. 1, 2, 3, 4 AEW wrestlers, and the rest are
5.
Japanese. 5. Who's the fifth one?
Nightingale.
Tony, Mercedes, Raya, Nightingale. That's 4.
Yeah, who did I? Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. That's ridiculous. Feud of the year, Punk. Oh, there were 2 feuds of the year that I think, Punk and Drew won, but it barely beat Page and Strickland. 341 votes to 326 votes. 85 votes was Cody versus the Bloodline, Tony versus Raya, Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. It was feud of the year. The OG Bloodline versus the Bloodline, MJF versus Ospreay, Liv versus Rhea, and Tom Nakano versus Saya Kamitani. The most improved, Kyle Fletcher. Harley Cameron, David Finlay, Gabe Kidd, Swerve Strickland, Mariah May, Commander, Liv, Naya, and Mai Sakura. I would say Nia Jax is the most improved.
Yeah.
I mean, she completely rehabilitated herself from her pre-show. Remember, she got fired
Right.
and came
Oh,
back
yeah.
and she's been actually been one
Was
of the,
hurting people, was clumsy.
Yeah.
She's a very good worker now.
But you say fired. I think she left during the Vax period. She wasn't a part. She didn't want to do that. I think that was the deal.
Oh, interesting. Most charismatic is The Rock. Number 2 is Will Ospreay. Most Punk, Swerve, Roman, MJF, Cody, Horda, Tony Storm, and Harley Cameron. Will Ospreay should be like, I don't even. I mean, he's definitely not ahead of the first 7.
Let me just say this. Most charismatic, no way it's The Rock. I would say it's Mitch Valentine. Nothing.
Yeah, after that video yesterday.
The Bryan Danielson for best technical wrestler, Zack Sabre. And Bryan Danielson, he got second in his own award. He couldn't even win his own award. Hitchishetto, Ospreay, Gunther, and Daniel Makubi.
Makabe.
Oh, this is funny. Okay, the best brawler award. Now, it's interesting you can even find 10 names on this list, okay, because people today do not know how to brawl. Adam Page won. Can't really, based on these names, you can't really argue against that. Ishii, number 2 for
They
brawling?
call him a brawler?
Ishii?
Come on.
You gotta be kidding me. Gabe Kidd, Moxley, Gunther, Brody King, Swerve, Drew, Shingo Takagi, and Takeshita.
I
Dude,
definitely have Gunther 1 and 2.
Okay, Gunther 1, yeah, and +2. When brawling means fighting, like these guys that throw guys that throw good punches should be in this, not these forearm guys. It's not brawling.
I bet you that when we talk about this next year, we're going over the awards. Jacob Fatu will be the brawler of the year for.
Wait 1 second. Give me 1 minute.
I pull the list back up again, Joe.
Yeah.
All right, so the Bruiser Bro. Okay, so Adam Page, I guess I can agree with that. The best flying wrestler, Will Ospreay. Commander number 2, Mascata Dorada, Ricochet, Nathan Frazier, Neon, Mystico, Mike Bailey, and Darby Allin. And Darby Allin tied with Hologram.
Yeah, what happened to Hologram?
I don't know. Keep going, Joe. He had a run-in the other day.
Most overrated. What?
Nia Jax is the most overrated.
Come
on. Oh, no, Tyler. You're going to get a lot of this. I think is where you're going to get a lot of WWE guys. Okay? Most overrated: Nia Jax, Solo Sikoa, CM Punk, Jericho and Moxley,
Punk.
Roman Reigns, Mercedes Moné, MJF, and Jey Uso.
Reigns.
Yeah, so overrated. I cannot agree with that for overrated.
Well, who would you think? You got to vote?
I think Ospreay's overrated, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at his ratings, I mean, he's definitely overrated. You know, he doesn't draw. I mean, bro, ever since Okada, Ospreay, and Mercedes Moné debuted, they've lost like 200,000 viewers on that show. So I'm just saying, you know.
And there's nobody that they could sign right now that would make a big splash. There's nobody left.
Doesn't matter if, Joe. What? I don't. Okay.
No, I'm not saying it matters.
It doesn't matter who they sign.
Right.
It's going to be the same. Look at all this. It's almost like if the Dodgers had all the players they have now, or the Philadelphia Eagles, and they had a losing record.
Right. What all I mean is their thing has been the surprise, the signing, the.
All right, dude. You can only have so many surprises. You can't. They've hired everybody up.
Right. That's
Right.
what I mean. Even if they wanted to dip into that well again, there isn't anybody.
What
right
well? Even
know,
if they did dip
free
into it,
agent
that's
well.
my
There's no free agents out there.
That's all I
even
mean.
if they okay. Let's say tomorrow, Drew McIntyre became a free agent and went to AEW. Do you think he's going to turn anything around?
No.
No.
All right,
The
then
rookie. Let's
I
continue.
rest my case. Go ahead.
The rookie of the year is Javon Evans.
Wait.
I don't know who that is.
He didn't do underrated.
Underrated. Okay, underrated is Takeshita, Gable, Mordos, Commander, Adam Page, Bianca, Gabe Kidd, Mark Briscoe, and Pete Dunne, Harley Cameron, and Dragon Lee. So we have how many underrated wrestlers do we have from AEW? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 10
Right.
of the 12 actually, and only Chad Gable's the only underrated. Bianca's underrated too. The rookie of the year, Javon Evans. I don't know who any of these people are.
Yeah,
Jada
I
Parker.
think he's from
Come on.
NXT.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah.
Best
Jada
non-wrestler.
Parker's NXT.
Oh, wow. Paul Heyman, number 1. Don Callis, number 2.
Very nice. Silver medal.
Best non-wrestler, but number 3, Prince Nana. Oh my God. Best non-wrestler, Renee Paquette. Bro, how could you think Renee Paquette is a better non-wrestler
How is
than Nick
MVP not?
Aldis?
How is MVP not number 3?
I don't know.
Aldis at 6 is
Yeah, he's number
Samantha
4 for
Irvin's
sure.
in there. Okay, best TV announcer.
Nigel,
Excalibur, Walker Stewart. Then we get to Michael Cole. Then Ian Riccaboni, Chris Charlton, Tony Schiavone, Joe Tessitore, Taz, and Matt Menard. And Super. Bro, where's Pat McAfee?
Yeah, he blows everybody away.
Well, Pat McAfee. Time out. Let's get to the worst television announcer. The next category: Booker T and Pat McAfee.
Jesus Christ.
Michael Cole not on the top 10 either, by the way.
No, he was in the top 10 for best. Number 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
And he's in the top 10
worst.
for worst.
He's on the top 10 for worst too. Excalibur.
Corey Graves is worse. Come on, guys, entertaining.
That's ridiculous. Keep going, Joe, real quick.
Oh, sorry.
Let's go over a couple more of these. Best major wrestling show was, of course. Let's see how many AEWs we have here. AEW Revolution, number 1. WWE WrestleMania Night 2's number 2. Then AEW All In, AEW All Out, AEW Dynasty, Stardom, AEW World's End, WWE Bad Blood, AEW Forbidden Door, WWE Backlash. So all these sold out shows that WWE did, the only 3 of them were the best show, and all these other AEW shows were better. I guess because the matches were better according to the worst.
We're a little behind on this, and
we are.
Do you know about Chris Charlton getting in trouble?
The guy that got in trouble?
I think
for calling out Tony Khan, right?
Yeah, I don't know if we talked about this, Konnan. Do you know about Chris Charlton was suspended?
Who?
He was commentating at Wrestle Dynasty, and in
What's
his
that?
it was the New Japan AEW show.
Right.
Yeah.
And
you were sick when this is going on.
So during his commentary, he's the New Japan English commentator, so he called Tony Khan a money mark, and took some shots at AEW, and he was suspended. And I just wanted to read you this because I thought you'd like it. Meltzer says, I know there's a lot of people within wrestling, who said if they were making the call, he would be fired. I definitely heard that nobody wants to say anything publicly about it, but privately, that's all I heard about. And it was remember when Gabe Kidd had the rivalry with Omega on AEW? Well, that's when he made the comment on commentary. It seemed like it was in character to me or whatever, but he got suspended. Yeah.
Yeah, and Gabe Kidd didn't get suspended, so
I'm sure Tony didn't call and complain.
Oh, hang on. Okay, so the best. Okay, Konnan.
Yeah.
AAA has won an award.
Right.
The worst major wrestling show. AAA Triple Mania from Monterey. Are you proud of that?
This is what I have to say. Yeah, this is what I have to say. So this show wasn't that good. I didn't think it's terrible, but it wasn't that good. And it was really made terrible when Vampiro went into business in the main event. He the whole show, bro.
Well, let me tell you something. If you thought that show was bad, well, hope you didn't go see Triple Mania in Mexico City, because that's the 5th worst show.
Yeah,
Look at all these stuff.
Bro, that was a very good show. I totally disagree, and that's just hating. Yeah.
Here's the best thing. The 10 worst major wrestling shows. We have 1 AAA. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 WWE.
Right.
We have 2 AAAs, 6 WWE, 1 New Japan, and 1 NWA show. There's none
Right.
of the
No
AEW.
AEW, right. They've all been great. Yeah.
It's hysterical. The best maneuver is the hidden blade. I would disagree with that. Will Ospreay, Tiger Driver, Adam Page, Bucket Larry, whatever. These bunch of moves. I don't.
Buckshot.
But the hidden blade and
Bro, the
the Tiger
best
Driver,
finish.
Will Ospreay's got 3 of the best wrestling maneuvers in here. So, and
Here's
I
the
think the
Will
Buckshot
Ospreay
Larry is a pretty
show. Yeah, the
I don't
Buckshot
know.
Lariat's good, but there's this girl from NXT does
Uh-huh.
where she jumps in the corner and does some sort of like cool flip. I mean, it's the best finisher to me. It's not even in the top 10. I'm gonna
Okay, this
find
is
out
great.
I'm gonna find out what her name is and her finish so you can see it.
All right. So this is great. The most disgusting promotional tactic. Number 1 is the WWE TKO continue relationship with Saudi Arabia is the most disgusting promotional tactic.
Yeah.
Number 2 is WWE booking Liv Morgan sending photos to Dominic Mysterio via text, similar to what was described in the
Oh,
Janelle Grant
come
lawsuit.
on. Nothing.
The reach, dude.
This is the only thing the AEW did bad with the disgusting promotional tactic is air the CM Punk footage.
Right.
Number 4 is UFC bringing Donald Trump to shows as a hero.
Yeah.
Shows you these snowflake fans.
So you already know number one and number 4 lets you know this was voted by snowflakes.
Well, and +2, let me go with the rest of them. Number 5, WWE whitewashing Vince McMahon from history other than addressing the culture in the company. Number 6, WWE talking about sellouts and record gates.
What?
That's the 6th
What are you
most
supposed to do?
WWE. Number 7, having their woman to a swimwear photo shoot in Saudi Arabia as part of propaganda. Number 8, Paul Levesque saying he didn't read the Janelle Grant lawsuit, acting like it was a great week for the company.
Right. What do you want him to do? That's his father-in-law.
Yeah. Netflix promoting Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Let me tell you what was not in the most disgusting promotional tactic. Okay, Adam Page drinking Swerve's blood was not in there.
The hypodermic needle.
And the hypodermic needle was not in there. So, I guess that's not disgusting enough for the.
For the sickos.
Right. Okay, worst television show, Rampage. Can't argue that. They finally got one right. Number 2, NXT, 3 Power, 4 Raw, 5 Dynamite. Well, it's interesting. SmackDown got no votes for the worst show. It's interesting. And Dynamite Collision were 5 and 7, but they hardly got.
What is TNA Impact doing in that list?
I don't know.
Or NXT.
How about the worst match of the year? Jimmy Uso versus Jey Uso. This is probably going to be a bunch of WWE stuff here. Jimmy Uso versus Jey Uso, Ibushi versus Marufuji, Billy Gunn versus Jay White. Actually, get it. Punk versus Drew. That's weird. Oh, and AAA got some votes here. Alberto, Dave the Clown, and Murder Clown and Vamp versus Parker Boudreaux, QT Marshall, Sam Adonis, and Saddam Singh.
Bro,
was that the one that the Vamp went into business for himself?
No, but that was not a bad match. Parker Boudreaux was pretty bad because he's green, but that was not a bad match. Yeah.
Cody versus
but you know how
Sullivan
it is. This is how it is. 3 people will go to TJ, right, and go, "Oh, it sucked," and then everybody else goes, "Yeah, TJ, it sucked," and it's just like an echo chamber. Were you actually there? Did you actually see it? So let me see. How many people voted on this?
Yeah, not a lot. For 300 for the Jimmy Uso versus Jey Uso.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to go the last 3 here. The worst feud of the year, Adam Cole versus MJF. Can't argue that. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan was not the worst feud of the year. That was one of the better ones.
It was.
They drew, Death Riders versus AEW. Jericho
and the
versus
Women's
Hook.
Royal Rumble.
Oh, look at this. The people finally voted. They got a lot of AEW on the worst feuds. Death Riders versus AEW. Jericho versus Hook. The Elite versus Tony Khan. Bailey versus Nia. Punk versus Drew. Worst feud? Hardly. Acclaim versus the Bang Bang Gang, and Jimmy Uso versus Jey Uso.
This is so weird. It almost seems like 2 groups of people are voting.
Oh, worst promotion. You almost got in there, Konnan. NWA beat out AAA by 31 votes or 21 votes.
21.
Right. Yeah, WWE number 3, AEW number 4. Best Booker. Hall of Ek beat out Tony Khan this year decisively, 497 votes to 138.
How is Tony Khan number 2?
Because he's better than Taro Okada, Julio Cesar Rivera, Juan Manuel Mark. Wait, Julio? Who are they?
They're the bookers for CMLL.
Okay, well, they're better than Shawn Michaels, apparently. And Saria's a booker, too, and so is whatever. I don't know these people.
He runs a company. Yeah.
The promoter of the year is Nick Khan. He beat out Tony Khan. Tony Khan beat out Dana White, by the way.
What? What?
Khan is a better promoter than Dana White. The best, and let's go to the final two here. The best gimmick is Tony Storm. Adam Page 2, Outriders 3, The Rock, Drew, Harley Cameron, Saya Kamatani, Jey Uso, Beast Mortis, and Okada. And the worst gimmick, it's got to make Joe sad. The Learning Tree. Our boy Chris got the worst gimmick this year, Coney. What do you think of that? Do you think he was worse than the Wyatt Six and Death Wendy Chu?
Terrible, yeah.
And Timeless Tony Storm got actually awards for the worst gimmick too. Young Bucks got award for 31 people voted for the Young Bucks for the worst.
They could be tied.
Interesting. Oh, the M&M collection. You
know who number 4 is? You know who number 4 is?
Wendy Chu. Who is that?
In the pajamas.
Right. Remember I told you in NXT there was some
right.
girl sleeping on top of the locker in pajamas with no rhyme or reason? That's her. Yeah.
She got the number 4 vote for worst gimmick. Guys, that's our review of the Wrestling Observer Awards, and they were.
What would you say overall? Your overall?
Exactly what I expected.
Right.
I'm not surprised at any of those things this year. I'm surprised. Well, people can't vote for Tony for Book of the Year anymore because it's kind of he's getting a lot of heat now. So
what do you think, Joe?
About what I expected. There were some notable omissions, and some of the stuff you can just. It's like you said. It seems like there's 2 different groups voting, but one group has way more votes.
Bro, you really lose me, and you want me to take this seriously and this is nothing between my beef with Tony Khan. If he was really good, I have no problem saying it. How is he better in any way, shape, or form than Dana White?
As a promoter, yeah.
Right. And how is a disgusting promotional tactic
talking
to say
about
your record dates?
I think it's more disgusting to keep getting mileage off the death of the guy. Who's the other guy?
Oh yeah, Brody or what is his name?
Brody Lee. Like they keep bringing that.
Watch your mic, Konnan. It's rubbing a little bit.
It's up around your eyeball, Konnan, and your mic. All right.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.